Does money make you want to go? You're not alone. Latest surveys tell us that 77% of people are worried about their finances, and that's a lot of people. So I want to give you 5 ways to worry less about money. Now, some of these tips might make you go, but they're all important. And at the end, I'm going to give you a bonus tip about coping with worry and anxiety in life. So stick around for that one too. Okay, let's go. Firstly, if you're worried about money, talk to someone. In Galatians chapter 6 verse 2, Paul says, help to carry one another's burdens, and in that way you will obey the law of Christ. It's really important that you don't struggle on your own, otherwise your problems will get bigger and bigger in your mind and you won't be able to find any solutions, and it will negatively impact your mental health. As Paul reminds us, being a Christian means carrying one another's burdens, but it also means being able to share our burdens with others. So who you find to talk to is up to you. Your pastor, your small group leader, friends, family, a debt counsellor, a financial advisor. Just make sure that you find someone to share your worries with and let that person walk with you on this journey. Secondly, get some exercise. Yep, you heard me right. You know as well as I do that there is a strong link between physical health and mental health. Proverbs 24 verse 5 says this, a wise person is full of strength. We can think more clearly and have a better perspective on things if we exercise and eat well. So if you're anxious about money, don't neglect your diet and exercise, because everything will seem more muddled and problems will feel insurmountable if you are not looking after yourself physically. Thirdly, make a financial plan. In Luke 14, Jesus told this parable. If one of you is planning to build a tower, you sit down first and work out what it will cost to see if you have enough money to finish the job. If you don't, you will not be able to finish the tower after laying the foundation. Financial planning is so important, to be aware of exactly what our monthly outgoings are and how they match up with our income, to think about where we can cut back on spending and how we can apportion our money properly. Take the time to make a financial plan. It may not solve all your financial worries, but at least you'll have the hard facts to hand with which you can then make the right decisions. Fourthly, prioritize getting out of debt. Being in debt is like walking through a swamp. It's such hard work to make any progress, and it feels like you'll be stuck there forever. And being in debt is a spiral downwards. Debt creates debt, which creates debt. The sooner we can get out of it, the better. Proverbs 22 verse 7 says, poor people are slaves of the rich. Borrow money and you will be the lender's slave. It's not a good way to live, financially bad and terrible for your mental health. And so getting out of debt must be a number one priority. Again, get the help you need to do this. There are many organisations and charities out there who will help you move forward with this. Don't suffer in silence. Act on it today. Fifthly, don't stop giving to those in need. Now, this may seem counterintuitive. If I'm worried about not having enough money for myself, why would I give any away to those in need or the church? Well, for 2 reasons. Firstly, financial giving is a spiritual discipline. Proverbs 19 verse 17 says, when you give to the poor, it's like lending to the Lord, and the Lord will pay you back. Supporting those in need is part of who we are as Christians. It's in our spiritual DNA. And if we don't engage with that, we lose something of our spiritual soul. It doesn't have to be much money. Remember the story that Jesus told in Luke 21 of the widow who dropped just 2 copper coins into the temple treasury, a tiny amount of money. And Jesus said, I tell you that this poor widow put in more than all the others. So the amount doesn't matter. It can be a tiny amount. It's the attitude behind the giving that counts. But secondly, and just as importantly, if you give away even just a little bit of what you have, it will help your self-esteem and sense of self-worth, because you will feel like you are contributing something, and that even though you are struggling with money yourself, you still have something to offer. So there's 5 tips on how to worry less about money. And I promised you a bonus tip, which is this. Watch this video to understand more about what worry and anxiety actually is, and 3 things you can do to become less anxious in life, whether that's about money or anything else. So I hope that you found this useful. If so, please click the like button, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Bye bye.